And of course, we welcome you on the World Future Day, which is today, of course. And just as a first introduction, Future Day, and I don't know how many of you know the background of World Future Day. It is an annual event that was initiated by Humanity Plus and the Millennium Project in 2013. So this is already the eighth Millennium Project World Future Day, and the Millennium Project. And for those of you who weren't around in the year 2000, it is the project that was before the Millennium, so before 2000, and a lot of people with a futures background started thinking about what the world would look like in 2015. So that's already 6 years ago. And one day to celebrate that every year was the World Future Day. And today is not only World Future Day for a lot of people in academics, so on universities, but also World Future Day for young voices. So for you, basically, together, older people and younger people, together, we make up the future. And if I'm talking too quickly for the people from Holland or the people from Spain, I don't know, just give me a thumbs up if you can understand me in English. And if you want to, do it, if you want me to do it in Dutch, and then maybe Lourdes can quickly do it in Spanish, because I don't know how many people from Spain and how many people from the Netherlands and how many people from Belgium there are. Maybe you can throw up the first poll, Erica, so we can find out where everybody is coming from. I have no more controls, so I'll have to ask you, or you can
So
make me the host again.
For the people in Spain, as long as I know, Lucia, Nico, Estela, we are super with the English, so perfect for us.
Yeah,
yes.
Cool. I am back to being the host again, and I'll launch the first poll. So just take a couple of seconds, maybe, because it's not very difficult question to know where you're from. You probably know that. And I can see that, Thomas, you are bringing in the majority of people here.
Yes, I even brought people from Germany and one of Romania, I think.
Those are two of my students. Should have added that to the poll, but I didn't know that in advance. So welcome Germany, welcome Romania, and we also have Greece. So that's very cool. So good to have you on board. I'll close the poll, and we have nearly 17% of Belgium, 15% of Spain, 12% of the Netherlands, and then Greece, Germany, and what was the last one, Thomas? Romania. And a second question, share results. So now you can see the results, I think, everybody. That's the first question. So to warm up, I think let's just throw in another question, because we are of all ages here in the Global Futures Day. So I'm stop the share here, and I will try to give you the second poll that we prepared, and that is one that you will probably be able to answer as well. And we're not yet thinking about the future, but because we will get there. As most of the things in the future, they start with today. So we have, in terms of age group, I'll wait just a bit longer. 28 of 30 voted, so that's enough for me. I'll share you the results. So the average is basically 18 years or older, and of course we have the 9 to 12 years old that are here. So big hooray for the 9 to 12-year-olds! Big hooray for the 13 to 17-year-olds! Big hooray for the 18 to 25-year-olds! That's probably your influence, Thomas, and a couple of people older, which includes me, but I didn't vote at the age of 47. So I'll stop this share as well. And if you're okay, just give me a thumbs up, because I have one more question before we, and then of course, Erica, Lourdes, Thomas, and I, then we know a bit more about you. And of course, we want to know, how do you feel today? Where green is positive, orange is neutral, and red is negative. Oh, we got a lot of orange. We got a lot of orange. Come on, we feel good today. We feel good today. Come on, come on. Please, please. I need one more in the. I need one more in the green. Yes, thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have finally did it. We have, and I'll stick to the green as well. So most of you are feeling green, which is good. Some of you feel orange. Please share with us in the chat why you feel orange. Is that because you don't know what to feel today, or if you're not happy? Just let us know why, and we can have a look into that. So I'll stop sharing this post. Looking at the future and talking about young voices of the future, of course, there are so many things you can do, but I know that there is one group from the city of Breda in the Netherlands, and that are our youngest participants of today. And I don't know where exactly they are because I've got 30 people on my screen. And maybe you can wave if you're from the Breda Kindertrendrede groep.
Roos en Maud en Savannah en Arlen en Daniel, kom nog binnen.
And I can spotlight Roos and Maud for a second. So hi, Roos and Maud, you're now in the middle of the screen. And are you okay if I ask you a question? Is that okay? Yeah. And maybe it's good for us because I know a little bit about the Kindertrendrede, but can you please very briefly explain what it is? Is that possible in English?
I think so.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. A few years ago, we came together and we talked about the future. So we made a child trendrede and we presented that for others, and there we we showed our ideas for the future.
Wow, that's cool. And you have been doing that for a couple of years already now?
Yeah. And we did it one time in 2018, and the last year other people did it.
Wow. So maybe I can get back to you in a moment and ask you a bit more about what you were predicting or feeling about the future in 2018. Lourdes, I also know that there's some young people from Spain as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they are also thinking about the future. So I'm very curious if they're willing to ask you something. So who is it from Spain? Who do we have from Spain? Nicolas Alonso? Yeah, I can see your hands up. Nicolas, are you okay if I put you on stage? Yeah. Okay,
yes.
cool. Spotlight for everyone. There you are, Nicholas. Well, the floor. I like your chair. I like you. Are you a Formula One driver?
No.
A gamer.
You're not the son. You're not the son of Alonso. Okay. So tell me.
Yeah.
You go, Lourdes.
Yes. So we were exploring the future in class. Do you want to share something related? How do you see the future, for example, of your city?
Yes, we in class with Doña Lourdes and Doña Stella. We saw a lot of aspects about how it's going to be the future, and a lot of news about new technologies and all related to the future. And we need and we are going to imagine our future and the future in Seville when like we are right now, and we need to imagine what is going to happen in 20 years or 40 years. And we did a lot of activities and we imagined that.
Wow.
Thank you, Nico.
So cool. So the future in 20 to 40 years. And you'll be 50 in 20 to 40 years, right? Just about 50. Okay. Well, let's go to the Belgium students because we got a very large group in Belgium. And while I do that, I'm going to make Erica a co-host. So who from Belgium would like to tell a bit more about their group? Who can I spotlight for the Belgium group? Because you're a bit older. I mean, you're not afraid to go on stage at all, I assume.
It seems as they are, maybe.
Well, probably not. I can see a hand there. Ina Machelen.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well, now you're gone. Where are you? Can you raise your hand again? Because I got two screens and now you're lost. Here you are. Yeah. Okay, Ina, I'm going to spotlight you for everyone. Welcome, Ina. The floor is yours. Your teacher Thomas introduced the World Future Day, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So tell us a bit more about your project in Belgium.
So we're all college students doing our bachelor's degree, and we all chose to do a minor, and it's called e-society. And we also learn a lot of things like emerging technologies, the human factor, some ethical and legal things relating to technology and the future in general. And Thomas is really teaching us to have a really open mind and critical thought, and just think about futures, even of all that, how it could be in the future. So yeah, we're making a website as well. And the target audience, we're still deciding what target audience we want to go for, but it will be English and probably for people 12, 14, 16, something like that, where they can also go on a journey to explore the future through a website that we will make with the knowledge from this minor. So I hope I explained it well.
Yeah. So Ina, basically you're telling us that you're creating this website for Alonso, which was not his first name, by the way, Nicolas, for Nicolas and his friends, because if they're thinking about the future of Sevilla, they can also look at your website, right?
Yeah, I think that is the goal, to have it open to a lot of younger people to,
And would you like some feedback of Nicola and his team, and maybe even from Roos and Maud and all their friends from Holland? Because you can basically share. I have the website URL, so you want me to share it in the chat?
It's not finished.
Are you going to launch it?
It's the first version, but I mean, I think if it's okay with Thomas, we can share it. But it just keep in mind it's still a work in progress.
Well, I'm going to intervene. I think the feedback of the youngsters here from Spain and from Holland and from and Greece, I think these students are making this website for you. And if you don't understand what we are talking about, then we are building a bad website. So I think it's very important that you give us feedback. And yes, it is work in progress. So your feedback is very important to make this project a success. So do not hesitate to give all feedback you can.
All right. Well, then, but of course, I am not the one that's going to launch that. Ina, I think the honor is yours. If you put the URL of the website in the chat for everyone to find it, I think we can have a look at the website, and maybe further on in the conversation, or maybe now, if you share, I can put it on screen, so everybody can have a sneak preview, because this is the first time that anybody can see the website. So we have a what do you call that? A primeur, a launch here.
Yes, let's see. It should be this, I think.
Yeah. And let me see if I can quickly share the screen. Let's go, it says. And then if that's okay with my colleagues, I think it's cool to have a look at this website. There you are. Hello, let's go on a journey to the future. Can everybody see it? That's pretty amazing. I'm going to press the button now and officially launch the toekomstkunde.be website. And we're going to look at the future. Nice to meet you. My name is Willem. And I'm going to explore different futures. Well, everybody has the link. So please click a few buttons and Nicolas, here's your technology future. So let me just press that and see what happens. Well, we've got the little bot, artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and Sevilla on the blockchain. Well, there you go. I'll stop the share right now. We were talking about futures. We were talking about Sevilla and future in the next 20 to 40 years. We were talking about the city of Breda and the future. If we think about the future, and then this is the future as well, that my Siri starts to talk with me and interfere with our little conversation. If we think about the future, it is always very interesting to know, whether you are positive, negative, or I'm interested to know how you think about the future. And I had a poll for that. How do you feel about the future was my poll. Launch the poll. There you go. So just some initial thoughts about if you are thinking about the future, from Belgium, from Spain, from the Netherlands, from Germany, from Slovakia, from Greece. What is your feeling about the future? We're, and I'm not going to say anything because I would then spoil the moment, of course. Yeah, I think we got it all. End poll. We got 29. We got 30. And then it's just me who's not doing anything. So we got 30. And it is a close call, but here are the results. Most of you are orange, which is neutral against the future. Luckily, we have 33%, which is green, and some of you feel a bit red about the future. Personally, I'm a very positive human being, so I always look at the future very brightly because it doesn't exist yet. So I'm happy to make a positive future. But I can imagine that the world as we have known it for the past year with COVID is something that is affecting your future. Maybe one of you would like to share some thoughts. Maybe the team Breda from the Netherlands. Who else than Roos and Maud want to give a bit of feelings about how you feel about the future? And please raise your hand so that you...
Erika, you're mute.
Arlen, maybe you want to say something?
Okay. I think that the future, it can be happy, but also can be really bad if we doesn't treat it right. So we must make it right, and with that you need our help because it's our future.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would like to respond? Yeah, that's beautifully put, Arlen. And if you think about the future, what kind of topics do you think? So what is the thing that you think most important for the future?
Working together as countries, as people, and with nature also.
Yeah, with people, I'm writing it down. So people and nature. Yeah, and if you're talking about working together with people, you said in different countries. So, for example, I'm quite curious, Erlyn, if there's people from other countries that are all thinking the same thing. Are you curious about that too? So, is there someone who wants to respond to Arlen? And again, just raise your digital hand so I can see. Maybe something from somebody from Belgium. If you're thinking about the future, and yes, you're a bit older, but is working together with other people and nature also on your list? And I could always point someone, like, for example, Jens van der Putte was in my screen here. Jens, would you like to respond to that? I don't think we can hear you, Jens. Maybe you're
mute. Yeah.
Can you give it another go? No? No worries. I'll move you out of the spotlight, Jens, while you work on your... so anybody else from maybe Stavaroula?
We have some hands raised.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and then I'll do that after Stavarula.
Yes. Hi. The question was for the future.
The question,
right?
yeah. So where you're from? That's interesting. So we had Arinka from the Netherlands, and she said that working together with people and nature for her was one of the most important things. And I'm curious what you feel about the future and what you think is most important.
Yeah, well, I'm from Greece, but I do study in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And we're also busy with future planning with Elsdracht, the method from Elsdracht, usually we work with. And it does come forward, the cooperating, and especially with crossovers, which really has my attention, with combining two different things and then make it one. And definitely with keeping nature in mind, keeping communities in mind. And yeah, so I do think there's a positive outcome towards that.
Oh, thank you for sharing. And there were other people that were raising their hands. Maybe they're on the first screen. Could you raise your hand again so that I can? There we have Simon. Okay, Simon, the floor is yours.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I agree with, I think Arlen, it was, that said it. Working together, not just as people, but as countries is very important to keep a dialogue going, keep having different perspectives on things, to stay critical about various topics, because I think that's a very important thing, that we don't get into a tunnel vision about things. I think that would be quite a dangerous thing.
And Simon, I'm curious, if you are building a website for younger people like Alanka, what would be your first question to her on the website?
Well, I think the first one that comes to mind is if everything is clear, if it's intuitive. I think that's an important question.
Yeah. So if it's intuitive, if they understand what you're, if the little robot is taking you on that journey towards the future, basically that's the feedback you're kind of looking for, right?
Yeah. Do we? I'm looking for the words. Can we? Can we like? Can you? Is there? Can you find your perspective on the future? Or have you learned something? Can you learn something from our site? I think that's what I was looking for. Can you learn something from our site?
All right. Well, we'll put those glasses on if we look to the site. Thank you, Simon. And were there any other hands raised? Let me quickly, because I like it. I mean, I'm not the one that's supposed to be talking. I really like the first kickoff that Alanka did, and that people respond to it, because thinking about the future is, I think, what it's all about today. And maybe we can throw in another poll to help the conversation a bit. So my question is, if you think about the future, what do you think about? And we have a little poll to help you out. And just, I'm curious to see, and that gives us some points to talk about as well. Nice. Yeah, we're at 50%, so keep coming in. 5 or 6 more, and then we got to nearly 100%. And then I think that I'm going to ask a couple of people from the Dutch team, Afsane and Daniel, if they want to respond as first responders. Yeah, I think I got everybody. And Paul, and here are the results. Wow, very clear that, and everybody can see now that the environment is the most important. And Daniel, is that also the case for you in Breda? Let me find where Daniel is. Daniel
and Elisa are in the same screen and trying to...
I got him. Yeah. All right, Daniel?
Daniel, hoor je ze?
No, they're unmuted. We have to unmute them. Ask to unmute.
Hij hoort het wel. He does hear us.
Okay, but maybe he doesn't want to go live yet. That's not a problem. I'll ask the other colleagues. Rose? Where are you? Here, Rose and Maud? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, in the future we find COVID-19 very important, but also our school and the environment is also really important because that's where we live and we need to, I don't know how to say it, but it's very important for us.
And you live in Breda, right?
Yes.
And you were participating in the 2018 Kindertrendrede. What was the most important piece of advice for the future that you gave the city of Breda in 2018?
Now, we find we would like to see more nature in Breda, more places where children can play outside, less stones, more plants and trees, and to have nature in the city.
Okay, and nature and did it help? Because 2018 is now 3 years ago. Have you seen changes?
I didn't see very much changed, but I think it helped well.
It helped well. Is it okay if I share all your 2018 tips in the chat, because I have them here in English? Is that okay? I'll share them for everybody to have a look at. So this is the list of 2018 goals, and I'll take you off the virtual stage now, so that we can have a look at everybody again. Is there someone who wants to respond? So nature in the city in 2018 was a very important thing. Rose saw some changes, Rose and Maud. They saw some changes, but there's still opportunity. In Spain, what do you think in Sevilla is the most important change for the future? And Lourdes, do we have anyone else besides Niklas?
I don't know if Lucia wants to share her vision about the future of Seville.
Where are you?
You can say yes or no. Not really. Okay, that's right. But yes, William, as you said, maybe I see we have a lot of young voices here. I would like to ask any of them that didn't speak yet if they want to share their vision about the future.
Yeah, for their city. And maybe Breda is inspiring you a bit.
Oh, Nico wants to say something, right?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, go for it.
Thank you. I think Sevilla it's gonna be a very future city because the other day all the class we spoken about this, and I don't think there's gonna be like flying taxis on New York because they need to fly on a very high altitude because there are so much high skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And on Sevilla, there are not so much big, tall houses or apartments, and it's a better mobilization.
Wow! Thank you.
Thank you,
flying
Nico.
cars in Sevilla, Nicola. That's a way to look at the future. So you'll be able to have an app, and you'll get your own flying car. That's how you like to be driving around.
Not a flying car. We saw a new the other day that on Barcelona and on Santiago de Compostela, it's a new project that are flying taxis, and it's going to be for 2022, if I don't lose. And it's going to be like a drone or a helicopter with like another shape, like a flight taxi.
Cool. Now I understand. And I've seen the projects. It's a European type of car that can also fly like a drone, right? Yeah. And are we going to see those things in Belgium, or has Belgium different images about the future? Flying taxis, flying cars. Any response from Belgium? Because these young people are really leading the way now, guys. That's how it is.
Ina is putting her hand up, or wasn't she?
Yes, I was.
Yes, you are. Where are you? Here you are. All right, you go in the spotlight. There you are, Ina.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of funny to hear, considering how we still have so many issues with public transport not being on time or just being kind of awful. But is it okay if I say something from my own city, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Which city is it?
Because we're all in this course, but we don't live in the same city, so we can't say like something in Breda or something in Sevilla. We're all from different places, but something in my city that I notice is that we do have the mindset of also more nature in the city. My city wants to plant a forest, but in all actuality, I see that there's still more value attached to profit, because there's spaces where they can make a forest where it would be perfect, or they can make a community meeting place, but they build more neighborhoods, while there's a lot of empty houses in my city or houses for sale. So I feel like we do have the same mindset, but in all reality, I don't really think it's really
going to happen.
Implemented.
But do you think it's possible?
We did have this thing called Beton Stop that the government wanted, that would stop people from building and building and building new houses and taking up all the open space, but it's only for 2040. And in the meantime, because it's still such a long time, they're just building a lot right now. So.
And which city are you from?
Wervik.
Oh, right. Where?
Wervik. It's in West Flanders. It's quite a it's not very.
Okay, write it in the chat, please. Yeah, because I can't really. Wervik. I know a lot of places in Belgium. Wervik. Okay.
It's a bit between Kortrijk and Yper. So.
Okay, so below Brussels.
Well, it's more in the corner, up in the corner.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We should have put a map on to know where everybody is. I should have asked, where are you from exactly? Not only which country, but of course also which city. So thank you for that personal feeling. Are there any more people that want to share a more personal story from their city? Because that's, I think, we have Sevilla and the flying concept of taxis. We have Wervik with the basically Stop the Concrete Buildings campaign. What else do we have?
And I see Afsana likes to say something with them.
Oh yeah, I'll stop. Yeah, it's. I'm trying to do as many things in one time as possible. Where are you? Who wants to say something?
Here, Afsana, and I'll pin her. And she's also in Breda.
Yeah. I got you. Okay, go, Afsana.
I always see girls or boys getting bullied, and people just throw things at the street like it's trash cans, and that's not normal.
And what do you want to do about it?
Having stop bullying clubs and clean with the city. Yeah, clean our city.
So that's two very important messages for the future. One is to make a stop bullying club. And is that a virtual club? Is that online? Or is that a club that is really physical?
We want to have it physical, because that's how more physical, how better.
Yeah. And maybe everybody can give a hand up if they like the Stop Bullying Club idea, because I think it's a very good one. So I can see a lot of hands being raised. And if we're thinking about the Stop Bullying Club, how can we help you make that club happen? And maybe the people from the university in Belgium can really help, because they know how to build websites.
Yeah, a lot of people getting bullied, but they don't want to share it with other people because they are scared they are going to laugh at them or going to do bullying them too. But lots of people are going to do that. They are going to help, but yeah, maybe we just have to be strong enough to do it.
Yeah, Ina, you wanted to add something to Afsang? Ina, you wanted to add something to Afsang because your hand raised.
I forgot to put it down. My bad.
Oh, sorry. I was thought being smart. Yeah. So who can help? Who wants to join the conversation with Afsang? Because I can put you on the spotlight. So who wants to respond from Belgium? If there's any help we can offer. Is this something that you're thinking about in Belgium? If we look at the Toekomstdenken website, Stop the Bullying. I can see no hands being raised. No one from Belgium wants to join the conversation.
Simon has something to say. Yeah. Simon Tange.
Simon.
And Ina and Charlotte. So a lot of them.
That's cool. Okay, so yeah, here Charlotte, I'm going to add you to the spotlight, and I'm going to add Simon as well. Yeah, go, Charlotte.
I thought we had like something like with the 4 dots on the hand. I'm not sure. I had like I have 2 little sisters, and they talked about something with 4 dots. If you have 4 dots on your hand, then you say that you are against bullying. And it was going viral, but it was I don't know when it was, a year ago or I don't know, it was some while ago, but it was a good movement against bullying. So yeah, I do support that. So.
Oh, that's a good one. So can you imagine, Afsang, that you got 4 dots on your hands, like, and put that on TikTok probably? Or where would you? Of course, you put it on your hands so that you don't have to go on TikTok to put it on your hands. You can do that in the real world. But to get the message across, is that what you're suggesting, Charlotte?
Yes, to get to raise awareness. So yeah, so people won't tolerate bullies anymore, or it will be spoken out, or well, people will talk about it. So yeah, on TikTok or on Instagram, Facebook, just so people will know. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlotte. Simon, you wanted to add something?
Yeah. Well, now that I heard what Charlotte had to say, it also kind of reminds me of the all the stuff with Rode Neuzendag and the 4 voor 12 campagne, where you where people collectively set an alarm at 4 minutes before noon to raise awareness for mental health and bullying. But the first thing that I thought of when I heard her request or her ideas about bullying and the environment, the first thing I thought was, well, maybe we're missing some stuff on our website, because we have a lot of speculation and information about different technologies and the implications of that. But maybe we should include more of the social dilemmas of the future, because that's one thing that we haven't been focusing on as much. The focus has been mostly on technology, which definitely both are very, very relevant questions to be asked. But maybe that's one thing we have to consider: in what way can or will we implement those types of social dilemmas?
Wow, Simon, I think that's, I'm going to say Simon because it's in English, Simon, but I think that's a very good, you really nailed that feedback that Afsang is getting. And that's, I think, exactly the type of conversation that needs to happen between your team and the team from Breda and other people from Spain and other countries, because it is the way, yes, we could say that bullying is a topic, but if you don't know how to address it in the language of even younger people, it's very difficult to find the next step. Afsang, I'm wondering, are you familiar with that complex word of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals? Very long sentence, but it's also on the website of Toekomstdenken. But do you know that? Oh no, Afsang has gone now. Okay. Maybe then to you, Sustainable Development Goals, Charlotte. Is that something that you're addressing? I think so.
Yes, the UN goals, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
we have when you have clicked technology, but underneath you have also a button goals, and we addressed 14 goals, I think, from UN, United Nations goals. So we also address all the the problems we are facing in the world, and we give a little explanation on each goal, so the youngsters will know what it means, the goals. So
yeah. So I'm curious, before we go into the goals, is it okay to take another poll? And then
wait a minute, Willem, I saw that Tamara has also raised her hand, so I think maybe it could be of interest. Tamara Meyer, she's our only participant from Germany, I think.
Tamara, can you raise your? Here, yeah, got you, Tamara.
Oh yeah, it's me.
Add the spotlight. Yeah, I'm gonna clean the spotlight up a bit. Yeah, we got you.
I just wanted to say something regarding what Charlotte said. She said something about the 4 dots. It just reminded me of the semicolon, but I think they are the two are different things. Because the semicolon is, it's like there was like a trend where you tattooed a semicolon on your body, and it was for mental health and suicide prevention.
Yeah. And
it
a tattoo can also, you can also use a pen, right, instead of a tattoo straight away. And a semicolon, I'm not really on the, so what is that? If you can you type the word? Because I don't know what.
What Quentin wrote in the chat. That's
a dot and a comma. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was called like that. So what is it called in English?
Semicolon, I think.
Semicolon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If cool. I pronounce it right.
Yeah, probably. Thank you. Thank you, Tamara. And I think that integrating those kind of more social topics into imagining the future is a very, very, very important one. So let me launch the poll about the Sustainable Development Goals. And we put a couple of together because we only had like 10 options. But we're very interested in, if you know the goals, which one you think are most important to you. All right, everybody is responding. Well, I need about 15 more, so keep going, keep going. Yeah, 4 more, and then we got them all. So please keep coming. Some interesting results, and I'm going to ask. Yeah, I think if we have one more, I'm going to end it, and then we have beautiful results. Share the results. Here you go. So we have, and maybe that's due to COVID, but good health and well-being is a very, very important one by Nicholas. Thank you for being there. As Nicholas says, bye-bye. So we have good health and well-being as the most important one, and then closely followed by clean water and sanitation, which kind of surprises me, followed by 54% quality education. So who would like to comment on clean water and sanitation? Because obviously a lot of people voted for that one. Please raise your hand so I can see you on the screen and I can give you the floor. Charlotte? There you go.
Clean water. It's of course very, it's hygiene and health and well-being. If you don't have access to water or clean water, then it's not very livable. Or how could I explain it else? It's a basic need is to survive, to live, not to have a quality life, but to have a life, because it's very important to have access to it's important that everybody has access to clean water and sanitation. So
true.
Very,
and it's a basic need.
Yes, and it follows up to the health and well-being. Health and well-being is first safety, but then health and well-being is very important, because you can have a quality life, but if you're sick, then you will it's the chances are bigger to you can die. So good health and clean water is very, very a necessity.
Yeah, thank you, Charlotte. Anna, you wanted to join the conversation about this. What were your most important point?
It was kind of the same as Charlotte said. Like, water is a basic need, both for just drinking it, but also for health, as in you need to be able to clean yourself. And there are still a lot of countries today that don't even have access to clean water, and it's the start of a lot of sicknesses and stuff. So it's a really big thing to have, and I think it's something that really should be focused on in the future and today as well.
Yeah, I think that what all of you are saying is that, and let me briefly share my screen, not to give a lecture, but I like sharing pictures. This one, just for one brief second, because it's such an important picture. Basically, you're saying that the bottom line here, which is nature, is most important. So all the goals include nature with being, clean water and clean air and forestation as the basics. Then the focus on society, which includes the bullying and which includes gender equality, which includes good education here, which all of you find very important. So that's the second layer of the global goals. And then only then can we start thinking about the economy and about technology. And it can only happen if you do it, and that's at the top, in partnership. So I always really like this representation of the global goals with an expensive word, with the biosphere at the bottom, because everything stands with, we only have one Earth to live on. And we are currently using, I think it's 1.5 or nearly 2 Earth on resources. That's not even possible. So let's try to keep at the global goals. I'm very curious. Thank you, Charlotte and Anna. I'm curious if the team from the Netherlands has something to say about the goals, and maybe in relation to Breda. Daniel, you were holding your hands up a while ago. Would you like to tell us something about what you think is most important? Where are you here, Daniel and Elisa?
Yeah, we're checking if their microphone works.
Ah, okay.
Because we're not sure. They're trying. Daniel and Elisa, are you there?
I will ask them to unmute their microphone because they're currently. But I think they have to press the button unmute microphone. That's the little one, the mic on the left bottom of your screen.
No, we don't hear you, Danielle. They're talking, but we can't hear them. It's probably because they don't have audio connected to the computer. But Danielle and Elisa are here in the Netherlands and listening in, but can't say anything. So you know that they're there. So they say hi now through the app. But maybe Arlen, maybe you'd like to say something.
Arlen, where are you? Let me see. Page 1, page 2. Arlen. If you are there, Arlen, raise your hand, and I can.
I'll spotlight you.
Here it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, Arlen. Sorry. Well, you were already on stage. So please, nature is winning, as you could see, as the most important one. So you'll be glad to hear that, Arlen.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that because nature is important because we get air from it. So, yeah.
You're happy about that. And if you look, you're living in Breda as well, right?
Yes.
And I was asking Roos if something has changed because you were also participating in the Kindertrendreden, so in the future, in the Young Voices in Breda. Have you seen change happening?
Yes, I see more nature in my city, on places where used to be streets and that sort stuff, but now there are parks and that sort things.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to help you because we have a question because you were participating in the Kindertrendreden Breda, and I'm going to launch our final poll of today, which is the 10 recommendations of the Breda team. So we'll see, and we'll ask Arlene what the other people think is most important to change. So please vote. And you can, and it'll take a bit of time to read through, so I'll just be quiet. Yeah, I like the future lens is getting a lot of votes, and I'm not influencing the votes, of course. A couple more, maybe 5 or 6 more, and then we're going to close the poll. And then I would like to proceed to a little discussion to see whether we can have more input for the Teach Toekomstkunde website to see if we can get some improvements. And maybe we can talk to Roos and Maud, because maybe they have seen some of these things already changing in Breda as well. I'm going to end the poll now and share the results. And before we go to the, and let me call that the Team Belgium, Maud and Roos, this is your city, and the feedback from the participants of this World Future, the Young Voices, is that collaborate with people that start good initiatives and make chain reactions is the most important, followed by, I think, work together for sustainable solutions and make a future lens so people can now already see what the consequences are of their current actions. So which one would you like to respond to?
I completely agree with collaborate with people that start good initiatives, because when people work together, they come with better solutions. and two people know more than one people, dus we have to work together.
Yeah, thank you so much for all your participation today.
En Maud, heb jij er nog een?
Oh, sorry, Maud.
No, I agree with
with Rose. Well, that's cool. Okay, yeah. Thank you. So if we're looking at toekomstdenken, I think what we are learning now is that the more pragmatic and the more practical we do it, the more it is possible to basically connect. So if we're talking high level goals, it's always true for everybody, but hardly anything happens. If we make it really pragmatic and create a lens to the future and really define the problems and the opportunities of the future, like bullying, like bringing solutions for bullying, like clean water, but then in the city, like work together, and then how we're going to do that, creating new opportunities for transportation, that's very big, but having a flying taxi in your town is again very small, but that's an image of the future. So creating these images for the future is, I think, most important moving forward. And I think that that is the last poll that I haven't done yet, is if you think about the future. Oh, we did that, yeah. So if we think, yeah, sorry, now I'm going back in time. So we have learned that the environment and working together are the most important things if we talk about the future. And I'd like to basically, we're getting close to the 5 o'clock mark here in Europe, and there will be other teams from Brazil and Mexico and the USA following up. So who would like to give some final comments? I just gave a brief resume of what we've been talking about today here in the European version of the World Future Day. So who would like to give an end statement? Anyone? The floor can be yours, Ina, Charlotte. What have you learned today? Or Arlen? Is there anyone who wants to share?
That Ina is raising her hand. I can see it.
Yeah.
Ina. We got here. Yeah, sorry, I'll put you on stage. And Ina as well. Sorry, Ina. Two buttons at the same time. Where are you now? Ina, here. Yeah, okay. Floor is yours.
I just want to thank everybody. I think it's really useful that we heard what our target audience is really thinking about and really worrying about, and their their feelings about the future. I think it's very good for our website because we're in our 20s, so it's of course a bit different for us. So yeah, I want to thank everybody. I definitely think we can tweak some things, especially in regards to social issues. So yeah, thank you.
Cool. Stavura.
Yes. Also, this was so exciting. Also hearing about like the younger generation. I didn't expect the poll to start with 9 to 12-year-olds, and that was very like mind-opening for me, mind-blowing. But also because they are actually very aware of what's going on, and they're willing to take actions. Because I don't remember who said it, but she's like, okay, in 40 years I'll be 50, so I still will be living on this planet, and this planet has to continue, to turn and be a healthy planet, same as the healthy planet, and also a healthy body and mind, which is also with the bullying and mental awareness. And I'm just very excited about the future right now, especially hearing all these younger people. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I couldn't have done a better job, Stavurka. So thank you so much for your participation today. We've heard everything, starting with very young voices from Nicholas in Spain to young adults from Belgium. And I think the most important message for teaching the future and creating a World Future Day Young Voices is that we are able to listen to the different generations and work together to create a better and more sustainable future. So thank you everybody for participating. Let's look. I'm looking forward to next year, March 1st, where we'll have another World Futures Day Young Voices, hopefully with even more participants. And I'm going to say bye-bye to everybody and enjoy the rest of the Monday. So a big wave, and we'll make 2 screenshots to make sure that we have everybody in the screen. I don't know if my colleague already did that, but I'm just making sure that everybody wave on the second screen. Bye. And then I'm going to bid you a very good afternoon. And again, thank you for your participation and see you next year.